bit late, guys, but here we go.
Don't bless me, Father, for I've sinned.
Sons up to be good men, you ghetto glorifiers and gangster wannabes. I say lock all you up and throw away the keys. And if you want to take a knee or sit during our Star-Spangled Banner, call me a racist because I'm not PC and think you have to remind me that Black Lives Matter. Nazis, bigots, and now again the KKK says screw all you, and if you stay the away. It's no secret we're divided, and we all should take some blame. We should be ashamed that we all seem scared to call him by his name. So please, Almighty Jesus, if you're looking down tonight, please guide us with your wisdom and give us strength to fight the tyrant evils that lurk here and abroad, and remind us all we are still just one nation under God. Now let's get down to brass tacks. before I hit you with this phone. Like it or not, Hillary Clinton lost, and your president is Donald Mother Trump. And Kid Rock for Senate has got folks in disarray. Where they hear Kid Rock for president of the USA? Wouldn't it be a sight to see President Kid Rock in Washington, D.C., standing on the Oval Office like a G, holding my ready to address the whole country? I'll look the nation dead in the eyes, live on TV, and simply tell them, you never met a mother nut!
This is an interesting
Okay, so that was pretty cool. Kid Rock, there he goes. He's getting ready to go to town, and he's getting ready to run for Senate. And I got to tell you, he's another one that can't be bought because he was out there for President Trump day in and day out talking about we need him. So, you know, guys, this could be a very good thing for us. But we'll see. That's only Michigan. We'll see if other people that can't be bought and have heavily lined pockets can get out there and talk to others. Look, guys, it's all about taking care of us, taking care of our people, taking care of people in the United States. It's not about taking care of yourself when you are in office. It's not. So I want to go on and talk to you a little bit about Kid Rock and basically what he did when he did his pro-Trump thing, and he did a Detroit Kid Rock protest. So let's go.
You can say I'm wrong, but you ain't Trump in the house.
All lives matter in Detroit. All of them.
Hey guys, Tracy Joy, Truth Against the Machine. I went to Detroit, Michigan to cover the protests. There were two protests going on. One group was protesting Kid Rock and the building of the Little Caesars Arena. And the other group was counter-protesters there to defend Kid Rock. Going on. I was told that there could be violence, that the Michigan militia was being called in. I was sent information, screenshots. The other group was arguments that were being had there to defend Kid Rock. Going on. I was told that there could be violence, that the Michigan militia was being called in. I was sent information, screenshots. The other group was arguments that were being had there to defend Kid Rock. Going on. I was told that there.
Okay, so there was a little bit of backlash on there. I put up a speaker to see what was going on and see if you guys were out there talking to me today. I ain't got nobody listening. Come on, folks. Get on there. Talk to me. But we're going to go back, okay? We're going to go back to that. Like I said, it's pretty interesting that Kid Rock wants to make this happen. I'm fascinated by it. He's a character. Now, I've never been a big Kid Rock fan. Sorry for all those haters out there. I just haven't. Doesn't mean I don't like the guy. I like the fact that he was totally about taking care of our president and being there for him and talking about him. So, look, don't get this the wrong way. He's just not one of my favorite artists. However, as somebody that is into taking care of people and is into doing the right thing, I don't know who he is personally, but I can tell you politically and publicly, he's all about making sure that you and I get our fair share and that we aren't being jacked up by somebody else's agenda. And you know, that agenda obviously is what? It's take care of everybody else but yourself. I'm not really sure, but I can tell you that we're looking at some serious differences in political, and this is why we are really at such odds with liberals right now, and what's really going on is because of these things like this. You know, we are so separated right now, politically. There's just, wow, it's just so extreme. It's amazing to me. So anyway, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about Kid Rock, but I want to play. We had an interview up here, but let's check this out. This is when Kid Rock was supporting President Trump.
My name is Kid.
And you got President Trump walking out to Kid Rock movie.
We love you. Thank you very much. We're going to win. We're going to win so big. Thank you very much, everybody.
So I just thought you guys would like to hear that a little bit, but let's go on. Kid Rock did a Born Free TV special. So let's check this out.
I've been trying to figure that one out for years. Who's Kid Rock? Who's Bob Ritchie? I guess it appears that they are two different people. You know, obviously, Kid Rock goes out and sings, and Bob Ritchie's a father, but it's still all just me. A lot of messages all over this record. It's kind of a reflection of life and, you know, getting older and seeing things in a different light. And I would have it no other way. I mean, I love being here, and I've really tried to embrace it. You know, I get up early, I have my Cheerios. I enjoy that morning time between 7:30 and 10 o'clock before the phone rings or the BlackBerry goes off to kind of collect my thoughts. It's definitely tough to leave home, but it's also, you know, it makes it sweet to come back to. You go to work and you leave somewhere, you kind of want to get home, and when you do, it's all that much more sweeter. Sit on my back porch and see this beautiful piece of property. Kind of, I guess, it's a slice of, you know, the American dream. Shakes. After tomorrow I get all my stuff done with Junior and everything packed up, we should have a bonfire, call some of the friends up, and kind of have a little kickoff. I finally figured out a use for all the cigar boxes. We'll just start cracking those things up and use them as kindling. Hopefully it torches tonight. If not, we'll go old school and douse it up with some Petro.
I want you guys to know that he's standing on his front wraparound porch. And this is not an elaborate house. It's a very nice house, don't get me wrong. But it's not out of control elaborate. And he's got a American flag cup that he's drinking coffee from. I love it.
All right, I'll see you there. Late.
Kid Rock Road.
always loved land, having property. Drive through the woods. That's going to my work. Amen for that. I would never sit in traffic. I would never spend my time living in LA, driving through traffic to get to work. I'd rather eat out of a garbage can. Yeah, what's happening? Good. Grisbo.
Got the newspapers.
I brought some cigar boxes. We got a hatchet out there?
I believe we do. If not, we got a little double-handle axe.
I always take these and knock it out. Preparing a proper bonfire. I guess that's a skill you learn. I guess I learned it from my dad. Hatchet. Only one way to build it. The right way.
Yeah, maybe stuff a corner and build teepee style. Should we stack that thing up with pallets now? That's gonna be big.
And you create this little foundation that goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot.
It's kind of an art, I guess. What are these pumpkins all about? Should we put a pumpkin by Jesus?
We should put a pumpkin by Jesus.
There you go, Jesus, buddy. Happy Halloween, player. Oh, look, here's Halloween deck.
All right, this dude who sings about all kinds of crazy shit, he's got a big statue of Jesus in his yard. You gotta love it. He just put a pumpkin in front of Jesus.
Decorations, dude.
Take a minute for this.
It's not really that badass. I don't know.
So you're definitely gonna need to stake it down. It's smiling at you. Think we should take it down.
Whatever. Yeah, it says I like to have fun. This looks like an official, fun country bumpkin party. Did Jim Beam make a delivery?
They made a delivery.
We got beer?
We got beer.
We need some ice?
We need some ice. Might have to get on the horn, though.
So, I'll call folks, tell them to meet up at the wood shop. Maybe 7:38. Have some cocktails up there, and then, probably swing back here, get this fired up. Cool. It's way fresher than any Hollywood party.
Way fresher.
Junior!
We actually finished our demo.
What's the name of your group again?
Hiprocracy.
I'll play it on my computer. My relationship with Junior is pretty simple. I mean, I'm his dad. I'm not his buddy. I'm not somebody he goes and hangs out and parties with. I'm his dad. Which track?
3.
Let's see what you guys got. Auto-tuner?
Everyone uses auto-tune.
What? What'd you say? Everyone uses auto-tuner?
Well, everyone nowadays uses auto-tune. But that's not auto-tune, that's a vocoder.
I'd stay away from that stuff. You think the rap rock thing's still popular?
A lot of people like it.
Like what? What are kids listening to?
I don't know, like 303 is rap and rock.
Who?
303.
I must be getting old. I just want to, like, sometimes reach out and, like, tell him, dude, rap rock is dead. You know what I mean? It's, come on, man. Like, that freight train, like, left town, just light years ago. But at the same time, you gotta let him be a kid and what he's into. What else?
Number 10.
Scary.
Oh, yeah.
All alone, ice jazz, me by feet, but there's another step or so for me to walk, get back up, stay tall, don't give up. My choice as inside of my fate, not dividing my life, complicated, but nothing I just tried to do while others have gone.
It's not the worst thing I ever heard. Not the best.
I wasn't expecting the best, but...
As you guys keep working at it, let's see if you guys got the determination and the hard work ethic it takes to do something like this. If that's something you want to do, you better get after it.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm light years ahead of you. It'll be tough to catch up. It's the toughest thing it can do is try to be famous after somebody in your family is. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of these people, you see these kids on American Idol, on those tryouts where you think their parents might have told them, yeah, you might not want to go try out for that show just yet. Instead, they go on there and get made fun of, you know, it's bad. I've always tried to teach him what it's like to be a good person, how you treat people, how you work hard for money and respect people. Just those little things in life. I wish I could teach him how to play guitar great and how to write a song great and stuff like that, but I really can't. It's nice to have help, and I can definitely help him along. I can.
Now, what I like about this is he's talking about how he influences his child, which I think is pretty cool. And I don't know who the woman is that gave birth to this kid. I'm not trying to dog on Kid Rock, but his child is much better looking than he is. However, I can assure you, Kid Rock lives like a normal dude. There's nothing crazy elaborate in his house. Listen, he's got land, he's got a nice house, and he's raising his kid up with some moral values. At least what we're seeing on TV.
Show him things here and there, but at the end of the day, you know, he's got to fall down and scrape his knees and, you know, bump his head and get back up.
Right.
And I think that's what it's all about. Telling you the truth. Keep practicing. Keep trying to write good songs. If you ever like some insight on it, right here. I'm pretty hardcore when it comes to being on the band. You know, I can be pretty much, you know, what happened with, when I was gone last time with being in the barn? Having the girls in there.
Now, you know, if I got some dumbass commercial info. There you go. So now is it. That's one of the thoughts, my brother.
I'm just like anybody else, and I can always hold my head high walking around knowing that I've never made an honest dollar off a working man's back, ever. But I do care about what the people in my community think of me, because I live here, my son's here, and it matters to me what people think of me here.
I've got the sandwiches.
Is it just sandwiches?
Yeah, roll-up sandwiches. Anything else I can do for you?
Nah. All right, thanks, buddy.
Yep, have a good one.
Rehearsal is the part where, you know, you bust your butt and try to get the songs down so you know them like they're, you know, it's just second nature.
In the hustle and grind, working 9 to 9, losing my mind, watching Father Time. It's the same old same, this ball and chain, with only one day to ease my pain. 'Cause Monday's just a bitch, Tuesday's such a bother, Wednesday's like watching dead flowers grow, Thursday ain't, Friday's getting hotter.
I'm pretty hardcore when it comes to being on the band. You know, I can be pretty much a I want everybody to know everything. And I want us to have an arsenal of, as a band, to be able to pull out anything at any time. When I'm on that stage, that's the only thing happening in the world, period. That's how I like it.
Day by day, my life gets colder. My eyes go thin as I get older. Piece and pieces, bloody and bruised. I feel so helpless and confused. 'Cause I hear screaming on the left, yelling on the right. I'm sitting in the middle trying to live my life. 'Cause I can't stop the war, shelter homeless, feed the poor. I can't walk on water, I can't save your sons and daughters. Well, I can't change the world and make things fair. The least that I can do, the least that I can do, the least that I can do is care.
Hi, Bob.
What's up, Jackie?
Nothing much.
Dinner ready?
Yep, it is.
Where's Junior?
Upstairs.
Dinner time's very important to me. You know, you break bread as a family. Oh, school.
That's good.
Yeah? As much as I'm gone, to have that 15, 20 minutes of dinner time together, I think super important.
Are you gone Monday?
Yeah, we'll be going, doing all that promo stuff for the record. Back to Europe.
Don't go to France.
We're not going to France.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's me and you, kid, again.
Guess so.
What happened when I was gone last time with being in the barn? Having the girls in there.
Oh, the girls were here?
Oh, you didn't know about that?
No.
A little birdie told me the girls appeared up in the barn.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The way I raised Junior is I was very strict, I guess, when it mattered most. But other than that, I'm pretty easygoing. As long as he doesn't lie to me or anybody else, he's a good person, it's cool.
I didn't know they were over either.
I got home late that night and they were sprawled all over the house.
They were up early, though.
Probably still up.
So he stayed up all night.
What about that book you're supposed to be reading?
He hasn't been making us read.
Doesn't mean you're not supposed to read it.
He hates that subject.
This is just caring, you know? Letting somebody know, especially, you know, as a parent to a child, like, hey, no matter where I'm at or what I'm doing, I'm always thinking about you. I don't even know what book he's supposed to be reading, but, you know, I'm there, like, acting it like, you doing that homework? Yeah, okay. Going to Sandy's this weekend?
Just Jan and I, because Annabelle's had a pacemaker put in.
Oh, that's too bad. She's probably not going to make the big party this year.
I don't think so.
Just going to be the two hot chicks? Maybe you and Jan should come as like a couple of the girls from the Jersey Shore.
Snooky.
How about the Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Yeah, perfect. I think I've been a person that's always been approachable, no matter where I'm at. Hang out with you, have a beer, you know, I'm just like anybody else, no question about it.
Hey, let's go back to the house, everyone. Bonfire, have some fun there. It's about to go. We're about to get a fire going right here. Uh-oh. Everybody with a back up.
I've been living like a drunken sailor, playing in a rock roll band. Far from a failure, I feel like a brand new man.
I think I've been a person that's always been approachable, no matter where I'm at.
What up, Kev? What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm totally cool, man. Hang out with you, have a beer, whatever, you know, I'm just like anybody else, no question about it.
So I talked to Carol a couple weeks ago, and she said you guys went somewhere to look at colleges for Junior.
Yeah, Belmont, Nashville. I'm not sure about this college thing.
Oh, yeah, me neither. I never did no college myself.
Right.
Did you? No. Yeah.
I scratched my way through high school.
You're a senior.
I'm a senior this year.
So that'll be an interesting trip for you.
Yeah.
What do you think about him being gone, though?
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I can go visit him and do whatever I want now.
You know, I'm going to turn 40. He's going to be 18 at college. I'm like, game on.
Not complaining.
No.
Let me test that.
Me and Cindy Black.
You look pretty. I won't sleep with you, whatever.
I will. Okay.
Hey, let's go back to the house, everyone. Bonfire. It's my last ride before winter comes.
I feel at this point in my life I've gotten all the BS and the drama out of my life and only have the people that are close, the friends that I've always had.
It's about to go. We're about to get a fire going right here. It's about to go. It's about to go. We're about to get a bonfire going on. It's going. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think it's going. Here it goes. Everybody with a back up.
You know, he can make me out to be some hellraiser, just goes around, you know, being wild all the time. Or he can make me out to be someone who, you know, tried to give a lot back to where he comes from and raise my son as a single father and all these other things, but I'm not really concerned about that.
Let me tell you, the best thing to do in life is be here in Michigan with a bonfire. I could be in L.A., anywhere I want to be. This is nice.
I know.
As long as I know who I am at the end of the day and the people that I care about and the community I live in, understand who I am, like, that's all it's about to me.
Now, with my friends, my family, you know what I'm saying? I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life.
I'm happy to be going out and promoting this record. It's almost like I can't wait to get out in front of people and be like, check this out. I'm happy to be going out and promoting this record. Yeah, it's definitely tough to leave home, but it's also what makes it sweet to come back to.
Further from my home.
Sit on my back porch and, you know, smoke a cigar and smack Junior in the back of his head. Like, you know, that's all stuff that makes me truly believe just how blessed I am. It's almost like I can't wait to get out in front of people and be like, watch this. Check this out.
Okay, so that's Kid Rock with Born Free. Now we're going to Kid Rock with Charlie LaDuff and the Americans of the 4th of July.
This land is my land, this land is your land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. Yeehaw! Why'd I have to sing that?
It's my day off, man.
When I'm celebrating the 4th of July, America's birthday, I like to go to a friend's house, sit in his yard, drink a can of beer, and talk some. It's my friend, The Rock. I'm the. This is really a half-hour special of what I'm doing.
What's it called? The Americans.
What do you mean, what's it called?
Hey, I should sue you over that.
What do you mean?
That's me and Sean Penn's documentary on YouTube.
No, that's Robert Frank in the book,
No,
dude. What do you mean? Like, you don't know the name of the show?
Americans.
It's The Americans.
The Americans.
With Charlie LaDuff. Therefore, you can't sue me.
Pitch us.
Are you the worst politician in America? What's he afraid of? This.
Sir, why are you running?
Congressman! Oh! Congressman! That doesn't seem like an innocent guy. Congressman!
Go ahead, roll it.
Oh,
what?
okay.
What's the problem?
You can't answer it? You work for us.
Did you drive yourself here?
Oh, yeah. No, he gave me a ride. I generally will drive myself, but Garrett came and gave me a ride this morning from my house.
American car?
Yeah.
So I can't go into the public building without the senator's permission? Harry? 15 seconds, pitch me. Come live in Wayne County.
Charlie, I'm asking you politely.
I'm just on the street here.
Please not bother me.
I feel that since both constitutions are in conflict, that we should at least try to implement the wishes of the voter.
But what if, like, people in Colorado said, I don't want to pay federal income taxes anymore. I don't want to register for the draft. I want to have slaves again. Are you going to do that?
But in this case, the federal government is not enforcing federal law. They are looking the other way.
That's ridiculous.
Charlie, you're being a bully.
Action. Why'd you buy here?
Literally, everyone's in that rat race going up to northern Michigan, which is beautiful. It's like I don't have to deal with that traffic. I'm coming south to Detroit for the weekends to hang down here. Water's just as nice. Beavers are back. Got a fox in the backyard.
Yeah, the beavers are back.
Right. So that means the water's, come a long way from 20 years ago.
They found it in 2009, the year GM and Chrysler went bankrupt.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that now.
So what's that tell you?
They're doing some cleanup. They're not dumping all the in the river.
It means our factories are in China.
Yeah.
Big labor, big corporations, big government.
Big problem. I've worked on all levels with all different people, especially big corporate stuff, mom and pop stuff. Well, I've done it. I'll tell you what bothers me the most in it. From a big corporation, you cannot get a freaking answer. Nobody's in charge.
Why didn't you tell people about these problems with these cars sooner? Why did it take people having to die before you sent out these recall notices?
Ma'am, how could you not know considering your resume? Nobody knew? Everybody worked at GM before, correct? Nobody knew. Families would like to know. Did anybody know? Nobody knew? Sure. And remember, the federal government owned GM for the last 4 years. Well, as you might have heard, the UAW went down to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and took a bullet a few weeks ago when non-unionized workers at the Volkswagen plant told them to pack their carpet bags and head north. Now, the question is, why would a Southern man trust his future to a German company and not an American union?
Did the union protect Detroit?
Yeah.
Did the union protect all those jobs that used to belong to General Motors, Dodge, and Ford that are now in Mexico? Did the union protect them?
We deserve an explanation since we not only bailed out the American auto companies, but also the pension fund of the UAW.
Can I help you? Yeah, I'm here to see Bob King, please.
You want me off the property? All right. What we seem to have here is a problem to communicate. So we went to the local UAW hall in Coling, Alabama to get some clarification. How you doing?
Can we speak to Miss Reed?
No. Sorry, we don't want any cameras in here if you could.
Can you tell her we're out here?
I'll let her know.
We were just giving her name and, thought we'd stop in. So nothing? Could have stayed in Detroit and got this. Oh, he locked the door.
Are we doing anything good?
Let us all know.
Not right now. I'm asking you.
Not right
You're a
now.
union guy.
Yeah.
Don't you love your union?
No, I like representation. Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy says this land is his land.
What about my range improvements? What about my water that I own and those things? Them are my property.
But the feds in the court say he and his cows owe $1 million in grazing fees and are trespassing on public land.
These people who hold themselves out to be patriots are not. They're nothing more than domestic terrorists.
The feds swooped in with heavy artillery a few weeks ago, and regular Americans responded with their own guns.
We're going to stand and be ready to
An old-fashioned high noon standoff.
It feels about like an ending, being run across the United States.
Then the feds backed down, and the rancher thought he'd won, until he revealed himself to be a big old bigot.
I'm not saying that I thought they should be slaves, or I'm not even saying they was better off one way or the other. I'm wondering if they're better off.
The televised revolution was over.
We the people, it's time to unite and stand up against the tyranny that's being pushed upon us by these people that think they got it. They are our employees, goddamn, doggone it.
The politicians, the corporations, the union, but who cares? You know what's great about this country? The people. Yep.
I don't want anything back. I just want what's mine.
You want your territory back?
I don't want it back. They never took it rightfully. They never even took it under U.S. laws.
But they took it. Whether they did it righteously or wrongly, they still took it.
What do you mean by took?
Stole.
All right. That's the difference between took and stole are two different words. They stole everything from us. They're trying to steal life from us. Because land is life.
Shoshone territory is now federal property. Public land. My land. Your land.
They say they've taken it by gradual encroachment. I don't know what the hell gradual encroachment is.
A white man lies in a coma for nothing more than stopping to help a child he accidentally hit, only to be set upon by a black mob.
He said, what did I do? Did I hurt him? Did I hurt anybody? And they got him right before they got to the gas station. They beat him right there. I laid over the top of him. I put my arms on him. I said, you are safe. Nobody's going to hurt you anymore.
Could have been racial in some people's eyes. It was many different things.
What was it?
What was it? It was basically rage. It was all rage.
Why would you risk your life for a white man that hit a kid?
I was a man. He was a white. He was a man. But I was willing to shoot anybody that hit that man again.
You drove the car, right? Take a deep breath. Let it out. You feel better.
Yeah, I was drafted.
9:30.
All right. Thank you. There are a lot of other issues that we had to endure. I took a 10% pay cut, but I'm dedicated to my craft. This is my profession. Crashing 7 mile. Four black males armed with a gun, silver 300. How many people in there? Tell him to turn it off. What's his name?
Mass.
Who?
Mass.
Spell that.
M-A-S-S.
M-A-S-S. Whose pills are these? Who's Maria?
They must have put the wrong label on.
They put the wrong label on. This is what I suspect to be a drug deal. It's quiet in the 205. What's going on tonight? Where can I find some crime?
I smell weed. Do you smell weed?
I don't. Oh, yeah. I smell it now. Who got the bud, man? It's never this quiet on a Friday night.
Hopefully we can get it to be the norm.
So this is exactly what we want. We're trying. We're trying.
How much time did you do?
I did a total of 18 and a half years in Texas death row.
So you were sentenced to death a couple times?
I was sentenced to death once and given 2 execution dates.
Anthony Graves was the 139th man in the United States to be exonerated from death row since 1973. Graves was freed after his accuser admitted, just minutes before his own execution, that he lied about Graves' participation in a multiple murder.
It's worth pausing and finding out whether the person is actually innocent or not, because if he is and you execute him, you can't change it. You can't get it back. There's no do-overs.
Okay, so basically, it's going to go on, but here's what I want to say to you. My thought process is should we look to Kid Rock? Should we look to Kid Rock as somebody that we want to put in the Senate? Should we listen to another famous person just because he's on the other side of the fence and we like him better than what we have liked in the past? I don't know, man. He's I don't know much about Kid Rock. I really don't. And most people are only going to show you their more positive side. So let's look at it like that, okay? Most people are only going to show you what they want you to see. So go ahead and think about that for a minute, and then let's listen to a little Let's listen to Little Dorothy.
Soul on fire, best you learn. Can't get higher till it burns. Pain empire, hell on earth, hell on earth. Get up, get on up, get up, get on up. Stay on the dream, on the dream. Man on fire, soul survivor, yeah. The moon rising, glory rolls. Got no money, heaven knows. Keep believing they will come, they will come. So get up, get on up, get up, get on up. Stay on the dream, on the dream. Man on fire, soul survivor, yeah. Man on fire, soul survivor, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, man on fire, soul survivor, yeah.
All right, Souls on Fire. But you know what I got for you? I got a little bit of somebody else I want you to listen to today. You know, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of people out there that try to help veterans. And there's a few of them that you gotta love, and there's a few of them that, you know, you just wonder what they're thinking. But you never have to worry about what these guys are thinking, because they're all about their veterans. They're all about taking care of our veterans. And they sing a lot of songs about veterans. So I'm going to give you something by Madison Rising. It's called Walking Through That Door.
Fell in love the moment we first met, and everything was perfect in our lives. But I'm a soldier and I won't forget. The call of duty came and I went with pride. I found myself overseas, just protecting the dreams that we have. And there's nothing more important than giving all I have to give. I'm fighting for the things that I believe. It's time to go, my country's calling me. And I go walking through that door, leaving with my head held high. Set my country through this war, but I'll come back with pride. When I got home after my tour was through, I couldn't wait to take her as my wife. I asked her father if he would approve, and he said, son, give her a happy life. I found myself overjoyed. She told me a baby boy was on the way. But my face grew pale when I picked up the mail and saw my second Call of Duty came. I'm fighting for the things tread through this war, but I'll come back with pride. And I go walking through that door. I'm leaving with my head held high. Serve my country through this war, but I'll come back with pride. So all my children love me. I'll come back alive. So all my children love me. I'll come back alive.
Okay, so that's a little song by Madison Rising, and they're talking about the men and women who have served and can continue to serve and make that sacrifice when they walk through the door. You know, it's amazing what our men and women in the military do. Let's not get confused. Some of us are very political, but not all of us are. So, you know, and we all have different points of view. So I don't want y'all hating on a bunch of veterans just because I think of what I think. Also, you know, it's interesting. We got another guy, Kid Rock, that's coming up, and he wants to be, you know, he wants to be part of the political process now. Maybe he's tired. Maybe he's just really can't stand what he sees in government right now. It seems like he's been very interested in a lot of things that have been going on for a long time. But my question to you guys is he somebody we want to listen to? Or is he somebody else that should stay on stage and do what they do best and sing and entertain us? Because that's what we spend our money to listen to the man sing. He's a phenomenal artist. I got no two ways about that. But is he the type of person that I actually want to be a public service? But here's Americans, a public service film by Kid Rock and Sean Penn. So this
he said, if you're elected president, will you help me help the city of Detroit? And I said I would. And then I turned to him and I said, by the way, given the fact I'm willing to do those things, would you come here and perform a concert tonight for my friends? And he said he would. So I'm
Just vodka rocks, all the rocks. You mind changing the channel? It's a bit Neanderthal.
everywhere I go. Kid Rock.
That you live in the greatest country in the world. And deep, like the grandest canyon, wow. Rockin' on takes down. If you can't see my heart, you must be when you cannot be down and watch me bleed, but you can't keep no chains on me. I was born free. I was born free. I was born free. Born free.
Hope and change, huh? 4 years later, and working folks are just hoping to have a little change left over after your boy here, old bummer, gets done taxing them to death and redistributing the wealth.
Was it Goebbels who said, tell a lie 1,000 times it becomes the truth?
I don't know about that, but it was Ricky Bobby who said, if you ain't first, you're last.
Did you write that yourself, or Halliburton just printed it on the back of your pay stub?
Do you even work anymore? Do you have a job? Or does this Occupy Malibu thing keep you busy?
Is that from the Old Testament or from your rewrite?
You know what? Fucking suck it, commie.
commie. At least I'm not a seal clubbing, Confederate flag waving, oil horn, Chick-fil-A eating, waterboarding, NASCAR loving, Cayman Island bank account having, endangered species hunting, warmongering, redneck, toothless, Wall Street troglodyte.
Yeah, I guess not.
That was 10.
That's because you're basically a tofu munching, welfare loving, Prius driving, Obama sucking, tree hugging, whale saving, gay marriage fantasizing, big government voting, PETA chasing, Oprah Winfrey masturbating, flag burning, socialist ACLU whiny ass granola crat.
False patriot.
Excuse me.
Pedophile.
Racist.
Racist? Motherfucker, I toured with Ice Cube.
I did colors.
My son's half black.
So's your president.
Not for long.
Yeah, okay, Chris Rock. As soon as your Tin Man gets behind the curtain in November, you can bet one thing that by January, I'm going
You'll be what? An expatriate? Because you have it so bad here, right? Freedom, opportunity, wealth. But still, you're a bunch of civil war douchebags who'd rather fight over whose dick's bigger than exploit this incredible gift. Me dreamt of coming over here for 19 years, and I'll spend 10 more fighting to become a citizen. Yet you fools squabble and run. Go on, leave. Fucking pussies.
Whose dick's 19. No illegal.
No green card, still illegal.
We have some breaking news. 26 Marines were killed in vicious fighting today outside Jalalabad. This marks the tragic milestone of 2,000 soldiers killed in Afghanistan since the conflict began 11 years ago, after the horrific terrorist attacks of September 11th changed America forever. We will observe a brief moment of silence to honor those who've given the ultimate sacrifice in defense of freedom.
Amen. Amen. To freedom.
To freedom.
You know, dude, I didn't mean to call you all that stuff and all that. I don't even really know. I don't even really know if my dick's bigger or not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you're a troglodyte. It's not like I have any backing up little empirical evidence.
They're lucky to
You're
mix it
better
up.
than the best.
Both Americans.
I'm lucky just to linger in your light.
They're right
Cooler
there.
than the flip side of my pillow. That's right. Completely unaware. Nothing can compare to where you send me. Lets me know that it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. In the moments when my good times start to fade.
Very brave, not looking at Americans. He is jumping to a tear. Perfect.
Like a record, crazy on a Sunday night. You make me dance
Grab the gun on the back of it.
how to breathe, shine like gold, buzz like a bee. Just the thought of you can drive me wild. Oh, you make me smile.
Oh yeah, that's you. Americans totally served by Kid Rock and Sean Penn. It's
Somehow
freaky.
you come along just like a flower poking through the sidewalk crack. And
awesome.
like that.
Open up
You
the line.
steal away the rain, and just like that,
Such a martinez in
you
the
make
bed.
me smile like the sun, fall out of bed, sing like a bird, dizzy in my head, spin like a record, crazy on a Sunday night. You make me dance like a fool, forget how to breathe, shine like gold, buzz like a bee. Just the thought of you can drive me wild. Oh, you make me smile. Don't know how I live without you, 'cause every time that I get around you, I see the best of me inside your eyes. You make me smile.
It's really awesome.
You make me dance
They're
like
doing all this stuff together. It's really cute. Now they're voting in the flash thing. It's pretty cool.
just the thought of you can drive me wild.
Kid Rock trying to start this with Kid Rock.
You're still a freaking commie. And you still think you can see Russia from your house. Man, if it weren't for Ronnie, you'd be standing in Russia. Well, you know what they say. It's one thing to have an actor in the White House. Quite another a bad actor.
The end of it is so much fun. And I just think that what made this place great. And that's band through
Oh, you make me smile.
So I think that's a pretty awesome little short film. I gotta tell you, it was really cute. So check it out. Please check it out. It's Americans, a public service film by Kid Rock and Sean Penn. It's very good. It's well done. And it's funny on top of it because neither of them are afraid to make fun of themselves. So I like that. Here's a little bit, because we're talking about Kid Rock and his influences on us and should he influence us. I want to talk to you a little bit about who Kid Rock is. So he went on Fuse and he did Kid Rock on the record. Let's listen.
I'm the most unpolitically correct person you'll meet, and I'm very, very proud of that. I've done it all. There's no question about it. I love people betting against me. The whole hip-hop culture just, kind of stung me as a kid. I'm Kid Rock. I'm an American badass.
Kid Rock, you're on the record with Fuse. How are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
Or should we call you Bob? Because that's what you introduced yourself as.
Whatever you feel comfortable with, I'm good with.
What is this? Where are we?
This is, I guess you could call it the warehouse, world headquarters. It's kind of the spot where we all convene and work up our scheme to take over the world.
You're a bit of a king in Detroit. You're a regular man, but people love you around here, and they love that you're still here. And
yeah, man. I mean, Rev Run told me years ago, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. I give a lot of love to my city and the people where I'm from, and they give that back to me, and I don't think there's any amount of sunshine or pretty women or, living in any hills or big city anywhere that could ever outshine that.
when I look at you, I think working class hero. But you come from a nice, comfortable background.
Yeah, we had horses. We had a beautiful house. My dad had a car dealership. I gave up everything to be where I'm at right now. A job in the family business, a shot to go to college, and there was no backup plan to be where I'm at. And how can I explain this? It's I can honestly walk around with my head held high, whether people like me or not, and be proud of who I am, because even though I've made a ton of money, I've never made an unhonest dollar off one of my fans or a working man's back ever. And that's something I'm very proud of.
Where did you first fall in love with hip-hop?
Man, it was probably Run DMC. The whole hip-hop culture just, kind of stung me as a kid. I was the only white kid getting beat up at every concert that came to Detroit.
So, when you're 14, you got kicked out of the house?
Yeah, somewhere around there. My brother was struggling with drugs. As a sibling, you had to go sit in these programs. I was just like, this is a bunch of horse. And I wouldn't open up, and so someone started picking on me. I was like, you can suck my... I was like, what do you think of that? And then next week, my mom said, you're going to go back and apologize to everyone. I said, no, I'm not. And she said, cool, get your stuff out of here by the time I get home. I had some of my black friends from Mount Clemens came and got me, let me stay with them in the projects. And I think one time my mom came and picked me up for the dentist. It was really embarrassing. I'm like trying to be a crack dealer and a big DJ down there, and they're like, who's that? I'm like, oh, that's my mom. I gotta go to the dentist. I'll be back later tonight. See you.
And you had a real complex relationship with your dad.
Well, yeah. My parents didn't have a clue what I was up to. They had no idea what I was doing in my bedroom with, a couple turntables and, some old drum machines. But then when all these black kids started coming over and started picking me up and taking me to the other side of town to DJ parties, and they're like, what the hell's going on? So it was a lot of, just butting heads. My dad couldn't figure out, why do I want to go off and do this, In his eyes, I just wanted to be black.
Did you?
Yeah, I probably did for a while.
It's interesting. Your son is half black, right?
Yep.
And he...
half white.
Half white, too. But how do you teach him or tell him, what it means to be black as well as what it means to be white?
I can't really tell him that. I let all my black friends tell him that.
I love your song, Black Chick, White Guy, from Early Morning Stone Pimp. I mean, does it really tell the story accurately of the relationship?
Probably too accurately. I got sued over it.
Your boy listened to that and have...
I've never listened to it with him. I'm sure he might have dug it up here and there, but we've never really talked about it. When the time comes and he's interested, I'll sit down and talk to him, tell him the truth.
It's got to be a difficult sort of balance to have the rock and roll life, plus, you party.
Of course I do. It's actually kind of funny. I was up 6 o'clock in the morning, his first day of school, and I got a text from one of my friends in the business, and he goes, by the way, I'm not going to blow your cover and tell everybody that Kid Rock's up at 6 in the morning. And I texted him back. I said, hold on. I said, Bob Ritchie's up at 6 in the morning. Make no mistake, Kid Rock's passed out in a hotel somewhere with 6 scantily clad women and a bottle of Jim Beam next to him.
But there's that separation that Bob is the dad, not Kid Rock, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you look around this place, it's all Kid Rock everything, and my house is nothing in it. Yep. Very modest, little farmhouse, set back in the woods that when I go out and rage, I go hard. But when I come home, it's a different mode. It's always one of the greatest compliments I get, Forget the music and everything else is when people say, like, wow, what a great man and what a nice son you have. And I think that's one of my biggest accomplishments in life.
Before you were huge,
Wow,
you were a studio janitor?
Pretty much, for lack of a better term, I was an engineer and swept the floors in the studio and tidied things up. And in return, they let me use the back room to record my independent records.
Can you talk about your dad bankrolling your label?
Well, you call it bankrolling. I asked my uncle for like $20,000. My uncle's like, I can't do that unless you ask your dad first. I'm like, God. I do not want to ask my pop for this, man. That's the last person I want involved in this. My dad gave me he made me document everything, gave me like $4,500. And I turned that into about $120,000 in like 7 months. And I don't think he still got it. He was like, oh, that's cute, Like when I got my deal with Atlantic, the A&R guy will tell you, he's like, your dad was asking me during the show, after we had just given you hundreds of thousands of dollars, he's asking, don't you think you could talk him into this just being a hobby, something he could do on the weekends?
And you fought for it for a long time. You got dropped from labels twice.
Yeah, that was almost 10 years in after I put my first record out on Jive.
Yeah.
When I was 18. And with Devil Without a Cause, I knew what I needed to do. This rap rock thing was coming, and I could see it coming like a freight train. I also knew that freight trains go fast, and it was going to go like this. But I knew that was my door to get in.
You're hot in Detroit, but not really nationally. So what is the difference? Is it that you changed, that you got the right promotion?
Honestly, it was MTV. I knew that, I'd sold 14,000 records out of my basement in the backseat of my car, locally. I knew kids were interested, and I just had to get to them. When we got the videos played, it got me to the people. And once it got to the people, we couldn't stop it.
I've heard you say that you just yell on the mic. But what you're doing is more sophisticated than just yelling.
Well, nowadays it is, but a lot of stuff on Devil Without a Cause and some of my early records, just totally, I'm on 150, I'm 6th gear, pedal to the metal, just going for it. That's why I'm screaming, my name is Cat. I just pictured myself on top of a mountain screaming at God. Because it was my do or die record. It's not the drugs and the partying that I think get people so much. It's the fame.
Okay, so that was pretty cool. I just, I gotta give the man props for being a good parent. Apparently, he really digs his kid, and he's into what his kid is doing as much as any other parent is, I think. But, he's trying to raise a good kid. He's trying to do the right thing. So I gotta give the man props for that. But still, my question is, should we listen to him? That's still my question. I don't know what y'all think. Does he hold our values? Well, he seems to. But also, I like the fact that he put on there, hey, we're all fucking Americans, man. Whether we agree or disagree, we can agree to disagree and be nice to each other. We can show each other why we think the way we think. We can open up dialogue. We can do stuff like that. And I'm impressed that he did that. I'm very impressed that he did that. It's all about being a part of the human race, people. Let's be a part of the human race. Let's get over all this other bullshit drama that they want to drag us into, because for me, it doesn't mean shit. What means something to me is that we're taking care of our folks, that we're there for our people, that we're there for them, and that they know we're there for them. It's interesting as an American, when they showed that film with Kid Rock and Sean Penn, a lady came in from another country and said, "You're both a bunch of pussies." Why do you think she said that? Because she comes from somewhere where they don't have shit. But you know what? She's telling them, get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. That's some bullshit. I got it, and I love it, and it makes sense to me. Get over it. We're not all going to agree on everything. That is part of the reason what makes this country great is we're Americans. We don't have to be out in the streets fighting with each other, destroying our country, destroying the people around us. And we don't have to behave like that, but yet people choose to. And listen, I'm not telling you it's just on the left side either, because the right does the same shit. It's just the left caught on, and they're doing a little bit harder, and they're being funded right now. So let's all rise above that bullshit, because we're all Americans. So in saying that, this is a tribute to Las Vegas and all those lives we lost. Star Spangled Banner by Madison Rising.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallant
All right, guys, Madison Rising, thank you so much for that beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Gotta love it. I fucking adore it. It's badass, and I give those guys props for doing something that most people can't do, and that's recreate an old song, make it new, and make it sound fucking phenomenal. And it's still, you know, it's still there, and I'm proud of our country, and I'm proud of Madison Rising for putting out this version, because they still stay true to the Star Spangled Banner, but it sounds fucking phenomenal. Okay, listen, I think I dropped enough F-bombs in the few little minutes that I talked there, a few seconds. Hey, getting back to Kid Rock, let's talk about Kid Rock on CBS Sunday morning.
So let's roll the dice one more time. Take a chance on love again tonight. Risk it all.
When Kid Rock teamed up with Sheryl Crow for his song Collide last year, he was showing just one of his many talents. This morning, he talks with our Tracy Smith for The Record.
The guy who said you can't be all things to all people likely never met Kid Rock.
Sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Put your hands up, come on.
His sound is a mix of styles: urban rap, rock and roll, country and western.
My name is Kid.
And it pays to be a musical chameleon. Kid Rock has sold 27 million albums worldwide and filled arenas from coast to coast with a show that is equal parts music and mayhem.
Say hey, hey!
Playing a concert for 2 hours is pie. You know, I would do that every hour of the day if I could. Love to perform. The 22 hours in between the next show is what kills you.
Away from the stage, the party god is something of a perfectionist.
It's too early to be drinking beer for me right now, so I grab the hot sauce. You know, it's just...
He's a self-taught musician who can play every instrument in his backup band. Kid Rock lives large, with his own recording studio on a sprawling estate north of Detroit and a Mount Vernon-style mansion close to downtown.
So when people hear Kid Rock, what do you hope that they think?
It doesn't matter.
Come on, it matters.
The people that don't like me, they can go on this internet and find enough stuff to make them hate me. The people that love me, they can go on there and find enough stuff to fall in love with me and be like, wow, what a great guy. At the end of the day, I'm all that, so I'm just doing me.
Motor City's bad boy is actually from the suburbs. Kid Rock was born Robert Ritchie in middle-class Romeo, Michigan, the son of a car dealer. Early on, young Bobby knew his future was in music.
I was going to be successful at it. I didn't realize it was going to be this successful, but I thought that I would hit a lick somewhere.
That somewhere turned out to be one of the rougher sections of Detroit. Bobby Ritchie left home and moved here as a teen to pursue his love of rap. His parents were not amused.
At the same time, they didn't disown you.
I think one of the funniest times in the world is like I'm in like the hood in Mount Clemens, and I'm selling some drugs to make some money to buy records and working at a car wash. And I'm standing with my buddies on like one of the porches on my black friends. It's like my dad came by and like picked me up for an orthodontist appointment.
What'd that do for your street cred?
It's nothing.
Still, he kept at it. Bobby Ritchie became known as that white kid who rocks and took the words kid and rock as his stage name. After a decade in the Detroit rap music trenches, he put out 1998's Devil Without a Cause. The Kid was suddenly hot. His outlaw image attracted legions of adoring fans, and one in particular, actress Pamela Anderson. The couple married in 2006 and split 4 months later.
Did you think it was a forever thing?
I thought it could be, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone in like that if I didn't.
And the sting of the breakup changed Ritchie's view of relationships.
Yeah, you touch hot stove, you get burnt, don't touch it anymore.
So that was basically it? What do you mean?
I didn't touch the stove. I like put both hands on it and held them there for like an hour.
So does that mean...
I don't even go near the stove anymore.
Does that mean you won't get married again?
Oh, I don't know what it means at all. That probably means I'm not going to be screwing around looking for love in Hollywood ever. it's a great statue to do the YMCA next to, you know.
These days, he keeps his love life private and his vices in check. Almost.
The ever-present cigar.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Is it?
Yeah.
How many cigars a day do you go through?
Well, these are small. 5, 6. If we're having a good time, 10.
Have you tried to quit?
No.
Want to
You
quit?
know, I quit smoking and I figured, you know, that's terrible for my lungs and for my voice. And I don't inhale these. You still get the nicotine through your blood vessels in your cheeks. And at the end of the day, I thought, you know what? It's pretty hard to replace a lung. I can buy a new lip.
So I'm happy to introduce a son of Detroit, a friend, Kid Rock.
Richie has never been shy about speaking out for what's closest to his heart. His song, Born Free, became the unofficial campaign anthem for Mitt Romney. And on his critically acclaimed new album, Rebel Soul, his hometown pride is front and center. This is halftime of the Detroit Lions game on Thanksgiving Day. You can probably guess this song's title.
Detroit, Michigan.
Are you going to put your seatbelt on?
Well, we're not going far.
Driving around the city in his former police cruiser, you get the impression that he takes Detroit's revitalization personally, and that each new building is a victory.
Well, there's a lot of work to be done, but there is work being done. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time, but the fact that people are coming together and trying to get this back to what it once was, a great, viable city, that's what I like to see.
And he does more than just talk about it. This concert last spring was a benefit for the Detroit Symphony, only one of many charities.
This is Sam
raised
from
money
Madison
and written
Rising,
checks
and
for.
you're listening.
Kid Rock is a high-minded civic benefactor in a lowbrow disguise.
For those of you with the tuxedos and suits, thank you. For those of you without, rock on.
How much money did you give away last year? You have no idea. Just give me a ballpark.
I don't know. I'm sure you can Google it or something and get to.
I think it's close to $1 million.
Probably. How lucky am I to be able to do that?
That's what I'm talking
But
about.
Bob Ritchie is proudest of being a dad. He was still a struggling rapper when he and his former girlfriend had a son, Robert Ritchie Jr. Kid Rock fought for and got full custody.
A lot of guys would have run away from that responsibility of being a single dad. Why didn't you?
That didn't even seem like an option.
No?
Just who would do that?
You just knew from the moment that he was born that I'm going to take him and I'm going to take care of him?
It might have something to do with my upbringing, you know? Thanks, Mom. You know, it just seemed like the right thing to do.
The younger Ritchie, now a college student, didn't adapt well to school in California during his dad's brief marriage to Pamela Anderson.
I picked him up the first day, and he got in the car, and he was kind of choked up. And I said, hey, what's wrong, buddy? He was like, so, man, all these kids do here is ride skateboards and do drugs. I was like, hey. I was like, hey, stay off them skateboards.
Just a joke, maybe. But behind the juvenile humor, Kid Rock is a man who knows just how lucky he is.
Sometimes I hear that song and I'll start to sing along and think, man, I'd love to see that girl again.
I think anybody that's worked hard and has built something and has been successful can testify to how wonderful that was, how wonderful it still is.
You still are grateful for it.
Still grateful for it, and, you know, would never sit here in front of a camera and bitch about, you know, how tough my life is at some levels that maybe people can't understand. When that starts happening, I just stay home and drink an expensive bottle of wine and be like, you know what? Everything's all right. You're doing pretty well. Be thankful.
All right, so you gotta love that. But we're gonna go and we're gonna do something a little bit from our sponsors. Let's play.
This is Sam from Madison Rising, and you're listening to Dangerous Grounds Network.
Branded Warriors, Inc., the original tattoo therapy program in America.
Big Country and his band of warriors will take care of all America's heroes, with one drop of ink at a time. Go to bwitattoos.org to fill out your application and send it to bwitattoos@yahoo.com. Then the power of the ink and BWI will heal your mind.
Black Rose Tattoo Shop. Veteran Rand and Branded Warriors preferred tattoo shop. BlackRoseTattoo.com. All your tattoo needs.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're listening to Dangerous Grounds Network. Hey, you want a freedom boner or what? Listen now.
What's up? This is AJ from Madison Rising, and you're listening to Dangerous Grounds Network. And we're going to put a little bit of freedom all up in you.
Alright, so you gotta love that one, but I gotta get the sexy girl one from Brian, so all you men out there can listen to a sexy voice during the day while I'm talking to you. Okay, feel a little better as if you can't tell, but you know, it's interesting, I got a little hailstorm for you. Here's to us. Here's to all you motherfuckers out there listening to me right now.
Just go home right now, or maybe we could stick around for just one more drink. Oh yeah, get another bottle out, let's shoot the shit, sit back down for just one more drink. Oh yeah, here's to us, here's to love, all the times that we fucked up. Here's to you, glass, 'cause the last few days have kicked my ass. So let's give them hell, wish everybody well. Here's to us, here's to us. Let's talk it out this far together, put our dreams through the shredder. Let's toast, 'cause things got better. Like that, and all these years go by so fast, but nothing lasts forever. Here's to us, here's to love, all the times that we messed up. Here's to you, fill the glass, 'cause the last few nights have kicked my ass. If they give you hell, tell them go fuck themselves. Here's to us, here's to us. Here's to all that we kissed and to all that we missed, to the biggest mistakes that we just wouldn't trade, to us breaking up without us breaking down, to whatever's coming our way. Here's to us. Here's to us, here's to love, all the times that we messed up. Here's to you, fill the glass, 'cause the last few nights have kicked my ass. If they give you hell, tell them go fuck themselves. Go fuck themselves. Here's to us, here's to us, here's to us, here's to us, here's to love, here's to everybody well. Here's to us, here's to love, here's to us, here's to us.
Alright, here's to us, bitches. Alright, check this out. This is a little bit something from Tommy Lee, and he's going to tell you why he doesn't like Kid Rock.
Kid Rock, though.
He's kind of a punk.
Really?
He's kind of a punk ass. Yeah.
Could
Why
you
do
whip
you
his
say
ass?
that?
Could you kick his ass?
I don't know. He's just something about him isn't very cool.
Really?
Really? Because he was bad mouthing you.
I never paid much attention, so I don't know. Just his attitude, just kind of a punk.
Did he come to you and say, "Hey, Tommy, I want to go out with your ex-wife"? Did he ask permission?
No. He gave me the courtesy call.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that was good.
What did he say?
Hey, by the way, dude,
I'm banging.
yeah, some things happened, you know, in New York, and I was like, thanks for the call, dude. That's tight. Later. Okay, ass.
The right thing to do would have been to call you and say, I'm having feelings about her. Is it okay if I date your ex-wife? And then if you said no, then he walks away.
Well, you know what? We were talking about this earlier today. Here's a perfect example. You were trying to get Pam that night at Scores, and you weren't going to make a call to Tommy.
Tommy, I think, was in jail at the time. In all fairness, I couldn't get to the guy. I mean, I was trying, and I didn't do anything.
You would have.
I could have taken her up to my apartment, maybe with a bunch of people. I didn't even go there, bro.
Hey, take it easy. He was trying.
Babe, I tried.
Trying.
I got her to kiss me a little bit. That was it. That's as far as I got. I swear to God.
Awesome.
My friend Ralph had his hand on her leg, and that was it.
Well, he was kissing her. Ralph was feeling her leg. Can you imagine?
I looked down, and Ralph's hand is on her leg. I go, what are you doing? He goes, come on, it's Pam Anderson. I go, all right, go
just
ahead.
for a second.
Who cares? I got all possessive.
And there was going to be no call made, so just stop your code of men thing.
That's true. All right, well, for Pam, there's no code of men. No, but seriously, I mean, you knew Kid Rock.
Yeah, we were buds.
You were buddies.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's not fair.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Very strange.
I get the animosity. I understand your point of view.
Yeah.
If he had called you like a man and said, look, Tommy, I'm having feelings, would you have given him permission?
Sure. I mean, we worked together, whatever.
Right.
I mean,
but it's the idea that he
And you feel
did
a lot
it.
better about him.
Yeah. It's no big
under
deal.
those circumstances.
Okay, whatever. Listen, this is Ted Nugent talking about Kid Rock. He's running for what?
There was some speculation that you might turn to politics yourself and run for the U.S. Senate, but now one of your dinner companions, Kid Rock, apparently is going to make the race in the Republican column. He appears to be ahead in the race for the Republican nomination to take on incumbent Debbie Stabenow. In fact, the ABC affiliate in Detroit, WXYZ, went out to talk to people on the street, and they had an overall positive reaction. Let's look and listen.
Oh, yeah. Donald Trump got elected, so he can too.
I think we need more people that really know about politics, especially with what we're going through.
I mean, I feel if it's a dream or desire of yours, go for it.
And going for it is what Kid Rock apparently is going to do. Have you proffered any advice to Kid Rock about that race for the Senate?
Boy, J.D., am I glad I'm here to address this point. You need me to address this point. I want you to pay close attention. I want the GOP to pay close attention. My friend Bob Ritchie never thought, never hinted, never mentioned, never gave any consideration whatsoever to running for public office. Some goofball in the Michigan GOP just pulled it out of their ass and said, what about Kid Rock? Meanwhile, Kid Rock's rocking and rolling. He's touring. He's writing songs. He's recording. He's got a full-time job. And he's a great man. And quite honestly, I know Bob. I know Kid Rock. He would make a much improved representative in Michigan and elsewhere for we the people. Logic, truth, common sense, that goodwill and decency and that work ethic that makes America work. But that the GOP and the media continue to milk this nonsense is one of the most embarrassing chapters for the Republican Party. Somebody write this down. Kid Rock ain't running for squat. They made it up and they're running with it, and they should probably stop and focus their resources on someone who can beat the Barbara Boxer, Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi wannabe, Debbie Stabenow. She's bad for Michigan. She's bad for America. And the Republican Party better get somebody in there who can be a status quo crusher like Donald Trump. That's why we took the embarrassment of the reliably blue state of Michigan, which is not a blue state. There's no blue states in the nation. There's only high crime, Democrat-run, high crime blue smudges. Every state is a red state. The red states make this country tick. They make this country great. They make this country strong and productive every day. And somebody in Michigan better get in there and keep this getting rid of the embarrassment of a reliably blue state, just like Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. They're not blue states. They're red states with a bunch of manipulative, high crime, blue Democrat smudges that we've got to fix ASAP. So somebody better put their resources together for someone who's actually running for office instead of this nonsense that Kid Rock is going to stop rocking and rolling and run for U.S. Senate. You gotta be kidding me.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now that this was done August 9th. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? August 9th, and now today we're at October 5th, and Kid Rock puts up a big sign. I'm running for U.S. Senate in the great state of Michigan. All right, check this out. This is Kid Rock, who goes on a brutal rant, and he calls out Al Sharpton.
Welcome to Top Stories Today. Please subscribe and check notification box to get all breaking news alert. Explosive, Kid Rock goes on brutal rant, calls out Al Sharpton big time. On Sunday night, legendary musician and potential Michigan Senate candidate Kid Rock penned a lengthy rant against the extreme left, telling his fan base to ignore their garbage. Kid Rock, whose real name is Robert James Ritchie, addressed a number of accusations against him in the post, even launching his own assaults on the likes of Reverend Al Sharpton. People, pay no attention to the garbage the extreme left is trying to create. And by the way, fuck the extreme left and the extreme right. The musician wrote. They are trying to use the old Confederate flag BS, etc. to stir the pot, when we all know none of this would be going on if I were not thinking of running for office. Pretty funny how scared I have them all, and their only agenda is to try and label people / me racist who do not agree or cower to them. No one had a word to say when we sold out the 6 shows at the Quebec in January. My track record in Detroit and Michigan speaks for itself, and I would dare anyone talking trash to put theirs up against mine. I am also a homeowner and taxpayer in the city of Detroit, so suck on that too. I am the bona fide king of Detroit love, and it makes me smile down deep that you haters know that. Your jealousy is merely a reflection of disgust for your own failures and lack of positive ideas for our city, he added. Rock also took aim at the National Action Network, NAN, the Al Sharpton-founded civil rights group that announced plans to protest Rock's series of upcoming concerts in his hometown of Detroit. So for the unforeseen future, I will focus my philanthropy efforts on other organizations besides the ones I have supported in the past. I would, however, implore that NAN go ahead and make up these losses, since they claim to be so good for Detroit and do not want reopening the arena and generating tons of jobs and tax dollars for the city and people I love. Idiots. Has Al Sharpton even paid his back taxes yet? The musician continued to add a number of postscripts to his initial post. P.S. Sam Riddle is a piece of shit criminal and prime example of a lot that is and has been wrong with Detroit. Sam, you suck and you know it. If anyone does not know who he is, please Google him. He wrote. The second postscript seemed to directly address NFL player Colin Kaepernick, who infamously refused to stand for the American national anthem last year. P.P.S. To be clear, fuck anyone who takes a knee or sits during our national anthem. Pretty sure if Russell Wilson or Tom Brady were doing it, they would have no problem finding a job playing for any team they wanted in the NFL. So cut the bullshit. Rock then cited a specific article that he referred to as fake news. The article from the New York Post claimed that Rock had gloated over the arrest of Reverend Al Sharpton's daughter. Rock stated on his website that the Twitter account that reportedly retweeted derogatory things about Sharpton's granddaughter did not belong to Rock. PPPS just saw this latest fake news piece. The idiot that posted it is such a bad reporter that he did not even check to see if this was my Twitter, which it is not. Of course the press will report on everything else I have said here except this fake news. Unreal. And these are the types of stories that could not be taken back in this day and age, because they go viral so quickly and the damage is done before the corrections can be made. Just in case Rock hadn't been clear in the rest of his statement, he made a final statement to clear up any possible confusion the mainstream media may be suffering from, stating, P.S. I love black people. God bless. Rock took to the stage in Grand Rapids, Michigan last week to call out deadbeat dads and fucking bigots and the KKK, telling them to stay the fuck away in a passionate, campaign-style speech during a concert. Rock also seemed to imply that he may have his sights set higher than just the U.S. Senate. Like it or not, Hillary Clinton lost, and your president is Donald motherfucking Trump. But if Kid Rock for Senate has got folks in disarray, wait till they hear Kid Rock for President of the USA. What do you think about this? Please share this if you stand with Kid Rock. Scroll down to comment below and don't forget to subscribe Top Stories today.
Okay, I thought that was kind of cute, because I haven't seen it before. I listened to it at the same time you did, but what Kid Rock had to say is kind of cute. I find it interesting that you're going to call Kid Rock a racist, and then he said at the end, you know, I love black people. Well, we all know you love one. Good for Kid Rock. Put it out there, man. Don't let them try to tell you who you are as a human being. Here's a little sneak peek at Kid Rock's interview with Dan Rather.
The Big Interview with Dan Rather, featuring Kid Rock.
Well, I want to take you back to your rebellious stage, which most of us have at one stage or another.
I'm still in my rebellious stage, all right?
Well, let's say the beginning of your rebellion.
This wasn't a phase, it's a lifestyle.
You were doing disc jockeying work.
Yep, was DJ.
And doing breakdancing.
Mm-hmm.
And what did your family think of that at the time?
Well, my mom was a little upset when I destroyed her stereo because it was one of those, you know, had a volume here and a turntable on top. So I went into her sewing kit and cut out a piece of felt because I saw some, you know, hip-hop DJs scratching records. And, man, I said, I got to learn that. So, you know, the volume knob here, I blew the pot out on it. So when she used to go do her, you know, jazzercise or whatever, Olivia Newton-John workout in the morning, the pod would blow and it would turn up to like 11 and, you know, Let's Get Physical would be blaring at, you know, however many decibels, and she wasn't too happy about that. My dad didn't understand anything that was going on. Breakdancing was just kind of, it seemed like that was just a fad and a phase, which in a way it kind of was, but I mean, at one point I was teaching at a dance studio. Like kids would pay me to teach them how to, they'd pay me to teach them how to breakdance, but really they would come and watch me spin on my head for 30 minutes. You know, I didn't know how to teach anything at that age. I was so young.
Maybe that explains a lot. You spin on
my head, yeah. Boom, interview's over. There it is. You got to the bottom of it. And I spun on my head too much.
But I got this mental picture that you're into hip-hop, rap music. You're hanging out in, quote, bad neighborhoods. I put it in quotes because that's how some people would have described it. Were your parents afraid about you going into bad neighborhoods, or were they afraid how that would reflect on them? How did that work itself out?
Well, being a father and a grandfather now, it's totally understandable that, you know, I come from this nice middle-class family, you know, and, you know, if I could finish cutting the lawn quick enough, you know, I could skate out of there on, you know, Friday and Saturday night and go DJ parties in the hood. And that was just, you know, it was rebellious and fun and great, and I was learning a lot that I didn't even realize at the time. I was just doing what I loved. I really didn't know any better. It's just what I liked, and, you know, it just didn't seem that dangerous to me because I was probably that naive at the time. But to them, looking back now, I can understand why they'd be a little shook about it. You know?
Well, did you have any problems when you went into the neighborhoods,
a few
white neighborhoods?
A few, but not overall. Not overall. A lot of times I would get stopped by the police when I was, you know, there's several times when I was kicked out of the house or moved out, and I was living in these places, and you know, sometimes the police would stop me and be like, you know, they'd be like, hey, do you know where you're at? I'd be like, yeah, I live over there. And they'd be like, you know, they'd just be intrigued because they hadn't seen me around a lot, and they'd be like, really? You might want to be careful down here. This, that, and the other. I was like, no, you be careful down here. I got to get to the store and get a Faygo. It all makes sense to me now. There was dangerous stuff going on. There was a lot of drug dealing. There was guns. There would be a lot of fights in these parties. This is the height of crack cocaine. And there'd be these, I remember at parties there'd be these crazy shootouts. You know, these drug dealers with like machine guns and stuff were just rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. And you're like, what the hell, man?
Well, as a father and grandfather, it doesn't sound to me like a good place for a teenage boy to be.
No, I wouldn't say it is. It was for me, but I wouldn't try to sell that. And I'm not, but you know, it still was a hell of an education in a lot of regards of what to do and what not to do, who I wanted to be and who I didn't want to be. Because, you know, I've been asked in so many interviews, what was it like being in these neighborhoods? Because it doesn't seem cool to be in the neighborhood where I'm from. And I don't believe that. It is cool to be wherever you're from. Even though my family was middle class and made it to the middle upper class, I'm proud of that. You know, I don't think you just have to be poor and have to be from a crap area to be able to do something good in life, especially something in the entertainment world. It seems like we've sold this over and over again in every interview that I've seen since the beginning of time for me. And, you know, it's you know, and I've just been thinking for a long time, like, I'm proud of where I come from. You know, and I spent time in these neighborhoods, and I'm proud of that. And just everything that I had soaking in, I think it taught me to be a lot more worldly person in a lot of ways. I don't know about worldly, but American,
Right.
for lack of term. Just to be able to have seen a lot of different sides of things and be able to judge people, judge cultures, judge things, and be a little more open-minded about it, which has closed my mind in a lot of ways to things. Like, I wouldn't sit here and sell to you the idea of, you know, gangster music and stuff like that, as much as I love it. You know, NWA changed my life, I dare say, like a lot of kids. I wouldn't sit there and sell that as a book to people or to kids or a way of life at all, because I've seen it. It's not that cool.
Whether it meant commercial success or not, what would you say is the first really big break?
What really was, or what did I think was? Because there were some times when I thought this is a big break when I was 18 years old and got signed to Jive RCA Records, and, you know, it was just, every step of the way I learned something, you know. And, you know, I've heard that cliche, which I believe is very true. You know, if you learn from your mistakes, you know, you just keep moving forward, and it makes you a better person. And I'm the living proof of that, because there was mistake after mistake, or learning curve after learning curve from the time I was 17 years old. You know, the things, I thought my big break was with Jive RCA, and then working with Too Short and D-Nice, and then touring with Ice Cube and Too Short. And then, you know, I came home from all that, and I got dropped, and I had like $2,200 in my pocket. So I went right to the music store and bought a piece of equipment. I was broke again. Moved back in with my parents. And then from there, I started putting out independent records. My real big break was when I signed with Atlantic Records. That was when I was 18, when I was 27 years old, and got a check. I started making money. And the following year, made tons of money. And the next year, made more money than I ever thought I'd make. And so there's a lot of time in between there and before there, but I would kind of look at those two things as big breaks. But I thought it was a big break when I got a gig at the VFW Hall in Mount Clemens when I was 15 years old. Every time I did something, I thought, this is huge. I'll never do anything bigger than this. And then, you know, cut to, I'm sitting there at some point a few years ago, and there's like every living president in front of me, and I'm singing Born Free, and I'm like, because, you know, every step of the way, and I've done a lot in between that and when that happened, that I'm like, this will never get any weirder.
An all-new season of The Big Interview.
Okay, so the cool thing about that is that there actually is the whole interview on YouTube if y'all want to take a listen. It's Kid Rock, The Big Interview with Dan Rather. It's in HD. Aha! So you might like that. Run a little overtime today because I was a little behind the power curve, but I want to tell you what InfoWars Wars thinks of Kid Rock. Let's listen.
If you want the future, you must fight for it. This is The War Room with Owen Schroyer at Infowars.com/show.
All right, folks, we've got all kinds of news. Roger Stone will be joining us. Austin Peterson will be joining us. We've got updates on Irma, updates on why Hollywood is collapsing, updates on the Menendez trial. But the big news, we are opening up the phone lines, 512-646-4426, 512-646-4426, to liberals who want to debate me. We are inviting liberals to come on the show and debate me. I dare you.
I dare you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome the next senator of the great state of Michigan, Kid
All right. You had so much faith in me.
Well, what's going on in the world today? It seems the government wants to give everyone health insurance but wants us all to pay. And to be very frank,
I really don't have a problem with that. Since God has blessed me and made my pockets fat. But a redistribution of wealth seems more like their plan. And I don't believe that you should save, sacrifice, do things by the book, and then have to take care of some deadbeat milking the system lazy ass mother man. Now,
This is what you get when politicians suck for your entire life. You get Kid Rock for Senate.
But read my lips. We should not reward these women who can't even take care of themselves, but keep having kid after kid.
Yeah,
Here's a man
you
who
don't
fought
think
for
that this
his kid.
scares liberals, folks? This scares the establishment to death.
Sit here and sound like a jerk. But let's help them out with child care, job training, and put their damn asses to work.
There you go.
That is censored for. This is a family audience.
Who refuse to be a man? Who refuse to raise your sons up to be good men? You ghetto glorifiers and gangster wannabes? I say lock all you assholes up and throw away the keys.
There you go. Men who want to stand up and
You
take
could
care of
combine
kids.
the crowds
Oh,
of
that
all
is
of Hillary's rallies, and it
Men
still
and
wouldn't
women.
equal
Hey,
the energy
you
and
females
noise that
out
you're
there
getting
that
here.
are taking care of your children.
Or sit during our
Kids
Star
can't
Spangled
fucking live about
Banner.
you.
Call me a racist because I'm not PC and think you have to remind me that Black Lives Matter. Nazis, bigots, and now again the KKK say screw all you assholes, stay the away.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. We're taking the country back, man. It's just great. Yeah, I'll take Kid Rock. I will, absolutely.
To call him by his name. So please, Almighty Jesus, if you're looking down tonight, please guide us with your wisdom and give us strength to fight the tyrant evils that lurk here and abroad, and remind us all we are still just one nation under God.
This has the liberals freaking out. A rock star.
Now let's get down to brass tacks.
Bringing Jesus to politics.
Like it or not, Hillary Clinton lost, and your president is Donald Mother.
A cowboy, baby. You want to be a cowboy?
So he's sitting there and you can't hear him.
Michigan's going red, folks.
Michigan's been blue forever. So you can't hear what's going on, but he's listening to Kid Rock. He's still speaking. Now Kid Rock's been doing
Ooh. How do you like us now, baby? Patriots are back.
Making talk radio great again. It's The War Room with Owen Schroyer.
I kind of like Owen Schroyer because he's a dude that he just says what the fucking things. It's funny. But anyway, here's another one Kid Rock did. It's Riot Erupts after Kid Rock drops profanity-laced Adam.
Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and check notification box to get all breaking news alert.
Recent months have shown us in a very real way which Americans are grateful patriotic citizens and which are the discontented finger pointers. Especially in the world of superstars, everyone from actors to singers to football players have shown their true colors, and as it turns out, and not everyone bleeds red, white, and blue, as we might have wished. We've had to deal with protests at our football games and actors spewing hate on social media, but a faithful few have shown us that they still have love for the country that made them into what they are and have stood up for America. Singer Kid Rock has been one unexpected ally in the fight for patriotism, and he's not afraid to use his platform to blast those who show less love for the flag. Rock had a few choice words for former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick and his absurd anthem protest at a concert he held in August, Click on Detroit reported on the singer's less than glowing report. But even before that, he gave credit where credit was due and acknowledged the love he got from the hard-working middle class. Prior to performing the second song of his Iowa State Fair grandstand set Sunday night, Kid Rock warned that he wanted to ease fans into his show. "I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for spending your hard-earned money to come and watch us play for you tonight," Rock said before leading the band through Born Free. The top ticket to get into Sunday's show cost $90 before fees. And that's when things got interesting. The singer has been toying with the idea of running for office in the 2018 election, and the response has been phenomenal. Some polls even show him ahead of the incumbent. Rock hasn't been pulling any punches as concerns those who don't give America the credit that it's due. Headlines have swirled around Rock for the last month amid speculations that the Detroit area resident would be throwing his hat in the ring for a view. Senate seat during the 2018 midterm elections. A vocal supporter of Mitt Romney in 2012 and President Donald Trump during the 2016 election, Rock launched Kid Rock for Senate. Earlier this year, but has yet to declare his candidacy. Aside from selling Kid Rock for U.S. Senate shirts at $25 apiece and running a brief photo of President Trump during an in-song photo collage, Rock kept politics out of his Iowa show. That was until the bridge of Born Free, when he decided to share his thoughts on the upcoming National Football League season. At that moment, the singer delivered a short message for NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick. The former San Francisco 49er gained attention in 2016 for protesting the national anthem prior to games. "Football's about ready to start," he said. "Do you know what? Expletive, Colin Kaepernick. Apparently Kid Rock is one American that doesn't appreciate the former football player's political feelings." Rock has been a die-hard conservative since he started voicing opinions loudly a few election cycles ago. This isn't a difficult choice for him, considering the current political climate. But that wasn't the end of his comments on the racist former 49ers quarterback. Rock continued his profanity-laced rant later on and left us all with a little bit to think about. Kid Rock has again criticized the NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick while insulting white supremacists and also teasing at some kind of political future. The Romeo-born entertainer spoke between songs Wednesday at a concert in Grand Rapids. He used a podium with a faux federal seal that read United States of America and delivered a profanity-laden speech where he dismissed those who are calling him racist. Kid Rock also blasted those who take a knee or sit during the national anthem. Kaepernick refused to stand during the national anthem, while with the San Francisco 49ers last year in protest of police violence and social injustice. Kid Rock previously made comments about Kaepernick during an Iowa concert. Instagram user Madame Asuka captured video of part of Kid Rock's commentary at the Grand Rapids concert. Click here to watch if you can't see the video below. Warning: the video contains offensive language. Earlier this summer, the artist launched a website indicating that he may be considering a run for U.S. Senate in Michigan. No formal announcement or election filing has been made. Publicists for Kid Rock sent out a memo saying the artist plans to give some political insight during his concerts at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit next week. He has 6 sold-out shows at the new stadium, beginning September 12. The email states that Kid Rock will give his fans exclusive insight on his political views and aspirations for Michigan while on stage. It's unclear right now if that's the same message he shared at his Grand Rapids concert. President Trump isn't the first outsider to start a political career and do very well with it. Now it looks like Trump is starting a flood of other non-politicians to run for public office. Even though we traditionally send lawyers to Washington to uphold the law, since they've stopped doing that job, we are going to have to resort to other options.
So all I'm saying is Kid Rock is about to go ahead and let people know what he really thinks. And this will be interesting. Let's see. Let's see if the man really runs. Hey, I am getting ready to call it a day. However, I want you guys to understand, be a part of the human race, folks. Doesn't mean hate on each other. You can have a different opinion. Share it with me. I love to hear from you. I'm willing to talk to anybody and about anything you want to talk about. But during the show, we stay on topic. And guys, you know, it's America. It's about free speech. But I believe in the right way to do things. So listen, the right way to do things is to take care of the person next to you and have the back of your friends and your family. We are all here in this great country. We all have the same opportunities. It's whether or not you really want to get down and dirty and get your hands dirty, get in there and make it work for you. We all want to succeed. We all want to succeed. So remember, the guy next to you might have a different opinion, but he's allowed to have his fucking opinion, guys. It's still the United States of America. Let's just not get ugly with each other. There's no reason to. There's really absolutely no reason for all the name calling and all the bullshit, just like we saw in that video. There's no reason for that. Anyway, I'm going out with Pretty Little Reckless, and you know what? Those fucking politicians that are in there for themselves and not for the public, not for the people of the United States, they're going to hell.
Don't bless me, Father, for I've sinned. that I take, I'm going to hell. For the laws that I break, I'm going to hell. For the love that I hate, I'm going to hell. For the lies that I make, I'm going to hell. For the way I condescend and never lend a hand, my arrogance is making this head buried in the sand. For the souls I forsake, I'm going to hell. To the devil, you can hear the wedding bells.
Love me some of the Pretty Reckless. Okay, I'm out. You're part of the human race. Everybody has their own God. Feel free to pray to it. Bye.